Hello and welcome to the Grumpy Stew podcast. My name is Dylan. I am your Grumpy Stew. And welcome to episode 3. And thank you for listening. Oh man, today I am tired. Why am I so tired? Because I just worked a domestic trip for the first time in 3 months. And I am tired. All summer, all I do is international. Because I'm a junior, senior. If that makes any sense. I can hold good stuff in the summer, but towards the end of summer, all that shit goes away, and I'm back on fucking domestic. I hate domestic. Hate domestic. It's exhausting. A 3-day domestic trip kicks my ass more than a 3-day international will ever kick my ass. I do international back-to-back. I'll do 6 days of international. It's tiring because, your sleep is all irregular and you're kind of fucked up. It's tiring in that regard. But domestic kicks my ass physically and emotionally. One, the layovers are too fucking short. And secondly, it's a lot of up and down. It's a lot of dealing with people. You might do 2, 3, 4 flights a day. The regional stews out there, I was one once upon a time doing 5, 6 flights a day. That sucked. I don't know how you guys do it. Some of you guys do it for 20 years. God bless you, because I couldn't do it. I got the fuck out of there just as soon as I could. I did 5 years of that shit. It's exhausting. I'm over it. And increasingly, our domestic trips are turning into 3, 4 legs a day. Luckily, our work rules do not permit to be scheduled for more than 4 legs a day. Though I sense that change is going to come with these new planes that we're getting. They're essentially regional jets. But I can't. I won't. Anything more than 2 flights in a day is just too much, in my view. Too much for me. I can't handle it. It's just too much. Oh, the boarding issues and the deplaning issues and I need water for a pill and all these little fucking bullshit issues that these stupid fucking people come up with. Like these people that can't find their seat. I mean, really, like the 11J lady from the previous episode. She walked to row 10 and decided she couldn't find 11. And then had to turn around and ask me for directions. It's right there. We're standing next to it. You moron. I mean, open your fucking eyes. Jesus Christ. This shit pisses me off. Anyway. So, here's the thing with domestic. Is a lot of the times, a layover will be scheduled for like 9 hours. Now, for those of you who don't know, legal rest is 8.5 hours behind the door. Per the FAA. That is our legal minimum rest for a day. Now, if you have minimum rest one day, the next day you have to have subsequent rest. And that is 10 hours. So it's not unusual to have a trip where you'll have a long layover followed by a short layover or vice versa. But you have to have a certain amount of rest within a certain number of days, right? Okay, but this is what always fucking happens to me, because I'm cursed, is every time I have a 9-hour layover, it gets reduced down to like 8.5, 7 hours, 6 hours, because we're so fucking late, and then they have to delay our departure the next morning to keep us legal, so we can keep flying the next day. So that way we get our 8.5 behind the door. And that protects the operation, but everything is delayed. It just snowballs from there. So if you have, a handful of crews that got caught in weather in a busy airport where we have a lot of planes, we haven't learned that lesson yet, you're going to have a big snowball effect with rest violations and planes not being in position and so on and so forth. This is what I propose. This is my idea. My idea is don't schedule a layover for shorter than 10 hours. 10 hours should be the minimum scheduled rest. What does scheduled mean? It means that when they plot the trips and they build all the lines and everything, that your layover in Paducah, Kentucky is scheduled for no less than 10 hours. So that way if something happens, well, the company has like a good hour and a half, 2 hours of pad there. So that way they don't have to delay the next morning's flight to keep you legal. That's what that means. So if the crew is, well, they might be screwing. But if the crew is scheduled for a 10-hour minimum rest, and if for some reason it has to get reduced down to 8.5 hours, well, they don't have to delay that next flight, and it reduces that snowball effect the next day and protects the operation. Keeps the passengers happy, because we don't like to hear them whine about their fucking connections and all their stupid problems. There's that. And then all the money we have to give them, all the freaking money we have to give these people to keep them happy because they were inconvenienced by our rest violation, because we can't keep our shit together long enough to keep us legal, long enough to keep flying. Okay. Whew. End of that rant. All right. Sorry. I'm sorry. I had to get that off my chest. All right. Let's have a little fun here. Jesus fucking Christ. This shit really pisses me off. All right. So this domestic stuff is kind of, some of these flights are a little longer, and you're not continuously busy, right? I mean, 3-hour flight, I'm not going to be on my feet exactly 3 hours. I'm going to be on my feet for maybe 2.5. All right? Working. I work. I keep busy. But, every now and then you sit down, have a cup of coffee, something. I get to thinking. I'm kind of thinking about things. I'm thinking, you know what? I'm going to start a church. And I'm going to call it the Church of Fuck 'em. Because that's kind of my philosophy in life. You know what? Fuck 'em. You know what I mean? You don't like those people? Fuck 'em. Fuck 'em. So I'm going to start the Church of Fuck 'em. Fuck them. All right? And we're going to have daily prayers to Our Lady of Fuck Them and Our Lady of Fuck That. Because we don't give a shit about your problems. Your petty little, your pill and your fucking blanket and your checked bag. Your bag is fine. It's been tagged. It's been scanned. It's on the plane. You can track it with the app. Your bag is fine. So, Church of Fuck 'em, accepting donations today. No donation is too large. So don't feel like you have to cap yourself. No donation is too large. So fuck them. Fuck that. Ain't got time. Ain't got time for that. And another kind of brilliant idea I had. I'm going to share it with you guys. This is a brilliant idea, okay? This is $1 million freaking dollar idea. No, it's $1 billion idea. $1 billion idea. I'm going to share it with you guys. I'm going to hope that you don't steal it from me because I have not patented this yet. So I'm going to trust you guys because they're all cool stews, right? We've taken the cool stew pledge. So, okay, here we go. Here's my idea. I want to find a way to get Xanax and melatonin in an aerosol form, okay, like in a gas. Follow me? So when the passenger sits down, we're going to pump the drugs through the air gaspers above their seat. And so they sit down and they get a face full of drugs. And then they just kind of zone out for like 8 or 9 hours. They wake up at the end of the flight in the destination city. They feel great. They feel refreshed. They're like, wow, this is the greatest flight in the world. I feel fantastic. They walk right off the plane, tell all their friends about how great the airline was and how fast the flight seemed. It just seemed so fast. It just went like that. I don't know. It was fantastic. Now, obviously, there are some details to work out. I've been kind of thinking about this. I might be ahead of a few. Some of you might have engineering degrees, and you can kind of help me out with this. I know one of my stew friends is a doctor, so you can probably help me with the medication side of things. So, here's what I'm thinking. You know how, like, in the passenger seat of your car, there's a sensor in that seat that detects the weight of the passenger, so in case a child is sitting in that seat, the computer in the car can automatically turn off that airbag and not hurt the kid in the event of an accident. Okay. So that technology exists. So we need to put these weight-sensing devices in the passenger seats to detect the weight of the passenger. Why? Because, obviously a 400-pound elephant of a man is going to need more fucking Xanax than some little tiny chick, right? Makes sense. And also some people have higher tolerance to drugs than others. So if I kind of notice that someone's coming out of their little stupor, I can hit a little button and send 15C more Xanax or more melatonin. Something. I can push that button and knock their fucking asses out because I don't want to deal with them. So it'd be great if they can just kind of sit down, get a face full of gas, and only get up occasionally to piss. And then go sit right back down and zone out. That's my idea. Now, there are going to be some complications, like with the kids. I mean, obviously, you can't give kids powerful drugs like Xanax. I mean, maybe you could, but that may not be ethical. We want to be ethical stews, even though we're grumpy stews, okay? So I don't know. Maybe some of the doctors out there can recommend like a combination of what? What are we going to give them? Like Benadryl and vodka? I mean, but it has to last. We can't have to keep giving these kids fucking Benadryl and vodka. For one thing, they're going to get shit-faced, probably puke. And two, eventually, we're not going to notice that they're awake, and they're going to wake up mom and dad. And then just problems. Just nothing but problems from there. So help me out here. Leave a couple of comments. Give me your ideas about my Xanax melatonin concept. We'll work together. I'll cut you in on the deal. Okay? Grumpy Stew promise. Okay? You can trust me. I'll cut you in on the deal, and we'll call it a transaction. All right? We'll make it work. We'll make it work. And kind of like tagging on to my Xanax melatonin idea, this is highly relevant. I was, I don't know, working a London flight or something, and this lady, she's like, my pulse feels slow, and I'm dizzy, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, all right, yeah, all right. I think I'm going to faint. Well, the good news is you're already sitting down, so you can't fall too far. She didn't think that was funny. And I was like, just calm down. And she's asked me to take her blood pressure. I'm like, you're fine. It's not that I don't care. Kind of don't. But it's not that I don't care. I mean, obviously, if she was in medical distress, I'd be helping her out. I'd be very much more engaged in helping her out. Because one, I don't want to do the paperwork. Two, I don't want to break out the medical headset. And three, I don't give a fuck. So help me help you. So she's dizzy and my pulse is slow. It's like, all right. No problem. All I did, folks, the magic of oxygen. For all of you new stews out there, when someone says they're dizzy, I feel faint, just pop some oxygen on them. Strap a bottle of oxygen to their face. 10 minutes of O2. It's therapeutic. It wakes them right up. Hell, they're doing advanced physics by the end of that. It just clears the brain. They don't feel dizzy. Now, obviously, you're going to do your due diligence and go, are you diabetic? Have you eaten? Are you on medication? Do you have a heart problem? Blah, blah, blah. You want to do your due diligence. If there's a genuine medical issue, you want to get medical help. But this lady is fine. She's lucid. She was making eye contact. She wasn't diabetic or anything like that. She's eaten. She's been drinking her water. She's just felt dizzy. I'm like, okay. I was in no hurry. I kind of sashayed my ass down over to the back. Casually picked out a bottle of oxygen, casually strode my way back up to the front of economy, and I strapped some oxygen to her face. She was fine. She was fine. I'm not worried about it. It's not that I don't care, it's just that I don't care. Okay? But had we had my brilliant Xanax melatonin system in place, she wouldn't have even known she was dizzy. She would have been too stoned to even be aware of her dizziness. Okay? That's the brilliance of it. It cuts all the issues in half. All of the issues in half. No one getting up to complain about their stupid connection in Amsterdam or their bullshit fucking meal that they ordered and it's not on board because they didn't really order it and they're lying as usual. It cuts all that shit in half. Because one, you're not going to be feeding somebody who's stoned and unconscious. They're practically clinically dead. You're going to stick a mirror in their face every now and then just to see if it fogs up. That's it. That is the beauty of my idea, people. You can read a book. So less busy. So much less work to do. Oh, it'd be fantastic. You can actually enjoy the trip. I mean, how about that? And here's another thing I don't like about domestic, because invariably you're going to deal with a Texan at some point. You're going to have to deal with someone from Texas. And no offense to all of the Texans. Okay, I know some of you are okay. Not all of you are completely stupid. Some of you only just live there. You're not really from there. Trust me, I've been in and out of Texas for 15 years. Minimum. Maybe 20. I know Texans. I know how you guys buy into all your bullshit. And you assume that we always, oh, God. Okay, so I asked this lady and her stupid kid, what they want to drink. Y'all have lemonade? No, sorry, we don't have lemonade. Y'all have cherry Coke or just regular? It's regular Coke. This is not 7-Eleven, people. Just regular Coke. And I'll have a Dr. Pepper and a water. Well, I'm sorry, we don't carry Dr. Pepper. I think it's only Hee Haw and like American that carry Dr. Pepper. And we don't carry Dr. Pepper. Y'all have Dr. Pepper? The great thing about it is when I get I'll have a Dr. Pepper, and then I'm sorry, it's no Dr. Pepper, and they just kind of, it's just like someone just took the wind right out of their sails. These Dr. Pepper people are loyal, okay? Loyal Dr. Pepper people. There's like cocaine or something in that shit. They're addicted, and it's almost as bad as Diet Coke if you think about it in terms of addiction. Y'all have Diet Coke? I have a Diet Coke. I tell you, Diet Coke is the official disease of Minneapolis, or what I call Fat Fuckistan. You're working a trip to the Midwest when you hand out 5 seatbelt extensions. I call them fat straps. Fat straps. Leave a comment. Tell me what you call your seatbelt extensions. I call them fat straps. For those of you who don't know, a fat strap is this device that connects to one end of the seatbelt to lengthen it for the fat people, for the people of girth. And, oh God, this one lady, small children were getting stuck in her orbit, okay? She was huge, massive, and she was in the exit row. And you would think that the gate agent would notice that elephant woman is assigned to the exit row and then reassign her. No, I had to do it. And I had to explain to her, it's because you're fat. You are too fat to sit in the exit row. I'm sorry, dear. Yeah, I know I'm a grumpy person and I'm sarcastic and I'm kind of an asshole. But believe it or not, I don't take pleasure in telling people that they're too fat to sit in an exit row. Though, I'm going to tell you one thing, though. It's kind of funny. This one time, this is back when I worked on a regional jet, and the overwing exits are really small. And this big fat woman was sitting there, and she knew she couldn't sit there. She was an employee. She knew she couldn't sit there. And she was asking me to make an exception. No, I'm sorry, I can't. And you know why I can't, And all I could think about was an evacuation occurring, her opening that exit and getting like stuck halfway, and like her little fat feet kicking, trying to worm her way out. That's hilarious. Come on. Laugh with me here. I can't be the only one laughing at the idea of a fat chick getting stuck in the exit with her little feet kicking. Oh, boy. You're welcome for that. All right. It's time to wrap up episode 3 of the Grumpy Stew podcast. I do thank you for listening. Please feel free to like, subscribe, leave comments. Not the stupid ones. I'm going to call you out, but the good ones. So that way we don't have to make fun of you later. And all that good shit. I don't know what the hell it is you people do. Like, subscribe, comment, whatever the fuck it is. You just do it. Just do it. You know you want to. And we'll see you in the next episode.